The purpose of my speech is to persuade my audience to consider becoming organ donors. This is my audience. My parents, Tommy Wilhelm and Laura Wilhelm, and my brother Weston. Becoming an organ donor after death is not only an important decision for yourself, but it is also an important decision for the life that you may have the power to save. Organ donation is a selfless way to give back to others and to be able to make a huge difference by giving another person a second chance at life. The number of patients waiting for organs far exceeds the number of people who have registered to become organ donors. How do you feel when you have to wait for something that you really, really want? What if it was something you couldn't live without? Imagine you are lying in a hospital bed and you have no choice but to patiently wait for that one organ you and your body are depending on to survive. Many people face this struggle every day. These people are waiting on a list for their perfect match, the perfect person to be their organ donor. An organ donor is a person who has an organ, or several organs, removed in order to be transplanted into another person. There are many misconceptions regarding organ donations. Many people believe that they would be too old or even too young when they die to donate their organs. Many even believe that it would be too expensive for their families, or that once a hospital finds out that they are an organ donor, the doctor that had been so desperately been trying to save your life would stop. However, none of these beliefs are in fact true. Imagine that one of your loved ones is in the hospital. They're very sick and you don't know what is wrong. The doctor comes in and tells you that your loved one is having kidney failure and they will die unless they can get a transplant. Before I was born, organ donation touched my family. My mother's brother, who was 19 years old at the time, was placed on the transplant waiting list in need of a liver. With only days to live, my uncle received a donated liver on Labor Day weekend, 1996. Our family will forever be grateful to a family who was willing to participate in organ donation. Therefore, organ donation saved his life. Due to this event, my family members and I have all signed up to be organ donors. There are over 101,000 other people on a waiting list for an organ, and over 55,000 on the list for a kidney. Wouldn't you give them a kidney if you could? How would you feel knowing that if they couldn't get that kidney, they would die? It hurts losing somebody you care about, and if it hasn't happened to you yet, then you're one of the luckiest people in the world. If you become an organ donor, you can help out these struggling people and their families. You don't need any of your organs once you die, so why not give them away what you can to help? Wouldn't you want to be helped? By donating your organs, you are losing nothing. However, you will die knowing that you saved somebody else's life, which is one of the most heroic things you could possibly do. A transplant is usually the last course of action in the treatment of a patient, but if the patient is willing and able, it can be a good option. If the patient consents to an organ transplant, doctors put the patient's name on a list. People all over the country need organ transplants. According to the Organ Procurement and Transplantation Network, as of right now, there are 110,912 patients currently on the waiting list, and among these are men, women, and children of all races and ethnic backgrounds. And to that number, one more person is being added every 11 minutes. The problem is that there are a lack of organ donors who make organ transplants possible. Organ donations usually occur for patients with kidney failure, heart disease, lung disease, and cirrhosis of the liver. The demand for many organs and tissues, such as the heart, lungs, liver, and pancreas, grows each and every day. One person's name is added to the national waiting list every 16 minutes. Give thanks and give life.